So supposedly we're live right now. So we've been talking about how crazy things have been during COVID-19. You have any stories, Sam?
Do I have any COVID-19 stories, Andy? I thought you'd never ask.
Excellent.
My girlfriend Tara and I earlier were talking about the fact that we went to Walgreens a couple weeks ago, where we were far enough into this deal we knew it was definitely a problem, right?
Right.
So once we left Walgreens, driving home, we had to put it into 3 different groups. A third of folks at the Walgreens were old people just hiding out because they thought it was a safe place, just milling around, trying to just act like they didn't have anywhere to go, and just like they were trying to act natural. Now, the other third of the place were folks like the two of us who were just trying to get in and get the hell out, right? Get whatever necessities with, your whole outfit, your hazmat suit, and get out. And then there's a special last third that acts like there's nothing fucking going wrong at all, who are coughing down your neck in line. A guy literally sneezed and then tried to fucking give me a high five. And just, we're down here in Texas. We're reopening the state.
What does that mean in Texas to reopen the state? What starts off first? Gun ranges? I'm not sure.
That's a good question. That's a good question. Probably gun ranges. It's a tricky deal because they're being so wishy-washy about it. And Greg Abbott's point at the end of the day is, as long as no one finds out that I'm not really paralyzed, and my dick does in fact actually work, but only when I think about Donald Trump. Right. I think that's his end game. I'm sorry. Is it too early in the show for that, Andy?
I think it's never too early in any activity that we are doing, sir.
So we're frustrated down here in Texas because we got a lieutenant governor on the other side telling old people, look, staying alive is not our.
It's not a priority.
It's not our biggest priority. Die, don't die, whatever. Can we just all go back to work at the chain and big box stores? But here's what's most offensive to me is the fact that if you don't go back to work in the next few weeks in Texas, you won't be eligible for unemployment.
Tell me about that. I have no idea what that.
I'm not a policy wonk. I never have been, but I will say to twist people's arm to put them at risk for their health in order, to make sure you get your, whatever from. Yeah. Whatever shit store you're going to that we could have ordered off Amazon, there's no reason for that.
No reason at all. I have discovered every single time I go to the grocery store, I feel like I'm in that Guy Fieri reality show, Grocery Games. So my girlfriend loves the old school supermarket spree. That's what that is. It is supermarket spree. That's what that is.
Sorry.
And so what I do is that I, of course, because I'm in a panic. I'm doing I look like probably someone in the suburbs, maybe around my age, doing some kind of power walking.
Sure.
Because I don't want to run, because that might instill panic. So I do some power walking, and I just grab things I think I need, but that means I get like 6 loaves of dark rye bread and no milk whatsoever.
Right. And a lot of preparation age that you thought was toothpaste.
Oh man, yeah.
I didn't want to bring up that story. I apologize. I didn't want to.
that is a true story. There was an incident of toothpaste in my mouth. This is a horrible gesture I should not be making.
I didn't mean to bring it up, but a nice thing is it'll make your asshole nice and mellow, but also whiten your teeth if you give it a shot.
Well, you should try it the other way around, because what you do is that I have had no cavities in my asshole. I have to tell you that. That fluoride, it does wonders.
You can't lay a line on me like that, and then when I lose, just stare me down like Carson at the desk at 87.
Right.
You had a little too much fun with that, just soaking it in. But that's where we're at right now. We can't acknowledge we're running out of shit to watch. Are we not?
What have I been doing? I have been watching a lot of YouTube videos.
Mm-hmm.
I've been watching A lot of True Blood. I've been binging True Blood.
True Blood. I've never pegged you for a True Blood guy, but in desperate times, it calls for,
My girlfriend and I are switching off on series, and so I made her watch through Buffy.
Oh, Lord, Andrew.
And now she's making me watch True Blood, and we're halfway through. It's a 7-season show.
Okay.
No, actually, you know what I made her see? I made her watch through all 15 seasons of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Well, that's an easy watch, though. That's a fun one.
It's fun. It's 12 episodes per season. Each episode is a half an hour long, and it's a great show. It is.
My girlfriend, who continues to show me stuff that I've dragged my feet on for years, just got me very into Brooklyn Nine-Nine, which I slept on for a long time. Did give it a shot. And I got to say, within the last week or so, I wake up jonesing for it with nothing else going on in the world. See Andy Samberg do 80s cop references.
Right. A buddy of mine was working on a cop comedy series. He was writing it out. He had the Bible all set up, and then that series came out. And he's like, well, maybe I'll try it again in another 5 years.
Well, while we're talking for a minute about what we're watching while we're stuck at home, I want to ask, I've been wanting to ask you this for a few days, is, I look up to you like a cool uncle. You know that.
Oh, why? Thank you, sir.
You know that. Not the kind that, would cough in my mouth or touch my wiener while I'm asleep, but the cool kind.
Right.
Not that you're not good looking. We've gone over that before we started the show.
Sure.
I still have a boner. But
excellent.
I'm getting to a point where I'm going to have to give in to watching Game of Thrones.
Now, do you feel that now is I know your girlfriend is close by and I don't want you to get into trouble, but is that because you're being coerced into it? And blink once for yes.
Blink
once for yes.
I'm not a hostage. If anything, I'm on YouTube suspension right now from being Alan Rickman and holding people hostage.
Oh, right. I understand.
I swear to God, if Tara has to watch one more Bill Murray Letterman appearance, I'm going to end up at the bottom of Town Lake in Austin. But so I got her to watch Sopranos with me, and she surprisingly could not stop. I mean, we finished it how quick? Like a month. Tara.
Yeah.
Like 6 seasons, like a month. Well, I mean, we ran through it.
Right.
And somebody does something nice for you like that around the time of your birthday, and eventually, you got to have to repay favors. And I think we learned that from Anthony Soprano, right?
Right. You always have to repay.
And I'll say this one funny bit that we walked away from that I got to say my girlfriend is very over at this point, is there's not a bunch of characters on The Sopranos that I can do impressions of, but I can do little Stevie Van Zandt Sylvia.
Oh, okay. Let's hear that.
And my girlfriend's name starts with a T. So you remember the dynamic.
Oh, yeah.
So, like, we'll be, hanging out the apartment in quarantine, and somebody's got to run out to get something. Don't forget your mess, T.
That was good.
So, anyways, I think I'm gonna have to bite the bullet because this is what she got from Chris. This was the big present.
Wow.
This is serious.
Yeah, that is serious.
And it's a beautiful book, and I wish I understood or gave a fuck about any of it.
You know what you need? You need a coffee table just for that book. That's what you need.
He says you need a coffee table just dedicated to that book, and I agree. I don't get it. I don't know. I don't do well with knights and dragons and medieval, and I like my shit to be between 1959, like when my parents were born.
Right.
I'll stretch it to 50 if we have, maybe 45 if we have to, if we got a good Eisenhower casted.
Sure.
But go ahead.
I want to say that time period that you just said, that is almost like the golden age for America. At least it is in a lot of people's minds. It's going to be like Victorian era, how the English treat their Victorian era. Like everything is set in the Victorian era where people have large estates. And that time period, like after World War II up until maybe early 60. early 60s. That's really what many, especially white people, consider to be the halcyon era, the wondrous era of American history there.
Well, I mean, they had the balls to call it the greatest generation.
A lot of balls there. I think what about the Civil War generation, Sam?
No
what
shit,
about
we just had this conversation. They say they had the balls to call themselves the greatest generation. What? They literally killed their own fellow Americans, and we're like, yeah. But these guys stayed home, and other cooler guys went and beat Germans. So,
right. You go back and you think about the Civil War, and maybe like a couple of years ago, you would think, wow, Americans killing each other. How crazy is that? That would never happen today.
We'll never have that again. And we're at 58K and counting. So
58,000 more deaths, I believe, than the Vietnam War.
We've surpassed Vietnam. And they said it couldn't be done, Andy.
They said it couldn't be done. Right.
And also, again, people dying for no reason that could have been avoided. So at least we're on brand.
Oh yeah, completely. If you can make a wager, it would be something along the lines of us making the worst decision possible up until the time we have to make the right decision. And I know I'm paraphrasing Winston Churchill on that too, by the way.
No, I remember when he said that. He said,
So we'll be kicking and screaming up until the time that we absolutely have to do whatever science tells us to.
Hopefully.
Up until then, it's just nothing but Jesus.
Thoughts and prayers, brother.
And thoughts and prayers. That's about it.
Well, I want to clarify one thing before we get it, because I got to say something about that. But I want to make it clear, I don't only watch shows that take place between 45 and 50.
Sure.
I meant 45 and between 45 and Blade Runner is where I operate.
Blade Runner, right.
The greatest generation thing. I think my generation right now has a great shot to take that mantle.
Well, in terms of people who are gonna be screwed over, no offense, Sam, but I'm not telling you anything you don't already know. It is really your generation. Not only did you have to deal with the Great Recession, like just getting out of college during the Great Recession or around that time period, but now...
Well, don't forget 9/11. Don't forget raised on the Clinton economy that you can grow up and do anything you want, and racial equality and gender equality. You get a blowjob, nobody's going to get mad about it.
Yeah. That was the end. That was the end of that right there. That was it. It was almost as if your generation was born, and they're like, "Sorry, used up. It's gone." So you still. What's funny and not in a funny way, of course, is that in Freakonomics, the book Freakonomics, they went through some data analysis and showed that if you graduate college, if you enter the workforce during a Great Recession, during the Great Depression, your income is going to be down for the rest of your life.
Catches up.
It will never catch up. So not only did your generation have to deal with the Great Recession entering the workforce during that time, so you're never going to be making as much money by and large, but you still have the college loans. But
not me. I didn't go to college.
Well, that's a beautiful thing about being a comedian, right?
You just have to. Something to be said about degenerates. What are we
right. But I'm talking about your generation, and a lot of people still have debt. And now, in Massachusetts, 25% unemployment right now. 25%.
Wow, 25% unemployment in Massachusetts.
Saw it in the Globe today.
And that's not even counting dead Kennedy relatives.
That does not involve. No, exactly. It's a mess up here.
But as far as my generation getting a shot for real to be the greatest generation, all we have to do, Andy, is stay the fuck on the couch.
Yeah.
We don't have to storm Normandy. We don't have to go to Berlin. We don't have to suit up. We don't have to learn how to do. We just have to sit the fuck on the couch, play PlayStation, watch Netflix.
Yeah.
And the fact that my generation, so many people, smart people that I know don't fucking get what's happening. Or they just, I'm bored. Let's go to the dog park. And you're like,
yeah, I feel like I'm a little blessed, to tell you the truth. I feel I'm fortunate. I'm heading up to my 52nd birthday, and to tell you the truth, there's just not as much gas in the tank, Sam.
Bullshit. You're not about to be 52.
52 in June, sir. 52 in June.
Off.
So
no, I'm not sending you a birthday present.
Okay.
Birthdays are off this year.
Birthdays are off. That's right.
It's 52 till next year because I don't want to be 35 for another 2 years.
Right. It's good. We'll just consider this a leap year. If leap years were going to work like that, that's how we would do this.
We'll just figure it out in the camps when we get there. We'll figure it out.
Yes, indeed. So I have, if I go out once, twice a day, walk my dog. Oh, I don't have a dog, but if I was going to go around walking around, we're going to be getting a dog pretty soon. But I also go to work too. I'm considered to be inessential. I like that word.
I like that, W. Nice play. Inessential.
An essential but disposable worker.
Well, you have to explain it. Inessential but disposable?
Right, because they pay me a disposable worker's wage.
Okay.
And yet they consider me essential, so I have to go into work.
Well, you're one of those dumb motherfuckers that went into education. What do you want me to say?
Right. What, you want to help people? I'm sorry.
You're trying to shape the minds of the future, asshole.
There's no good deed goes unpunished. So that's how that is. So yes, essential. I'm going to write that down. Essential. I like that word.
I think that might end up being the name of this show.
Essential. I like that. Essential.
It's like the Untouchables, just not near as fun at all because everyone's dying.
Right. So do you know anyone who actually has COVID-19?
I don't want to sound like an alarmist to anyone watching this, but I do want to say I got West Nile one summer back in the day when that was the hot new disease.
Right.
And I've been called a trendsetter, but I'd never say that.
Right.
I swear I had it, but I'm kind of a hype con. I swear I already had COVID. I swear Tara had COVID, and we've already worked it out, and we're young enough and active enough and smoking up cigarettes. We already got it out of our system. Did you see the French study that says nicotine will protect you from?
I did not hear that. No, I did not hear that because what is the logic that you put the smoke into your lungs and it just kills everything in there?
It had nothing to do with the smoke. It's the nicotine, not the. Ideally, don't smoke. Like if you do a patch or something.
Right.
I wanted a second opinion, so I called my Coke dealer.
Right.
I'm kidding. I don't even drink coffee anymore with the shit going on right now due to my anxiety. I got to chill out.
Sure.
But I don't know anybody who's had it that we know of.
I know one person. They are an associate. I think they would consider me an associate. They might even consider me a friend. I don't know. There would be someone who I would allow to, or I would agree to have sleep in the guest room. I guess that's how I see the relationship.
Well, that's a friend.
I would say that's a friend. But so it's got a couple of years on me, and has officially the COVID.
Really?
Officially, yeah. Just heard about it the other day. Well, oh yeah, tested and everything. Yeah.
I went and got tested I guess like a week and a half ago or something, and the results came back positive. I'm not funny.
Right. Well, we can all agree to that, Sam.
Well, I appreciate the second opinion. Well, here's my thing, Andy, is with the test. I haven't been super stressed out about going to get tested, or like, not that that's ever been something that's bothered me.
Right.
I
understand.
That's a burning when it pee joke.
Burning when it pee.
But my thing is, if we don't have an anecdote or a vaccine, we're all just getting tested and we got to stay home. We already know that.
Yeah. My goal has been so far not to go to the hospital unless it's absolutely necessary. Now I'm relatively healthy right now, besides my anxiety, which is constant. It's only spiked up once or twice.
Once or twice?
Yeah, like spiked up. Like, oh wow, maybe I have it. Maybe I should be taking my temperature every 5 minutes. We've had
a couple stretches where we're like, we start the day. If anybody's coughing or feeling the least bit, like maybe we just start with the Disneyland Tokyo take your temperature thing.
Right.
But boy, I have to tell you, Andy, and my mom and my girlfriend can attest to this. I had the biggest goddamn panic attack I can remember earlier this week.
Oh, really? Huh?
I mean, meltdown, dude. I mean, like Richard Pryor pouring the Cavassier in himself and catch himself jump out the window and take off running. It was not pretty. So,
if you feel comfortable talking about it, where did this happen?
Well, we were here.
Okay. At home. Yep.
And I mean, you know me, and if you're paying attention, every day you wake up, the news blurbs, just trying to catch some headlines. They literally read like the federal government is trying to fucking kill us.
It does. The only reason why we're not all dead is because the federal government or the Trump administration is so incompetent. They haven't figured out how to kill us faster.
Yeah. Sorry, I was handed a note from my producer right there. That was pressing information. That or I've made enough bad jokes that my producer's walking out.
I want to say hello to Chris. Chris at the Daily Atheist. How you doing, Chris? I do the morning show with Chris on his channel on Tuesdays at 9 o'clock in the morning. 9 o'clock in the morning on Tuesdays. Yeah. That's
awesome. I'm gonna have to check it out. I'm usually at Bible study.
Very good.
Hey, I don't know if it's a funny story before we get into too much serious COVID stuff. While we're still kind of just getting to catch up, I haven't seen your pretty face since Christmas or the time I called you from the bathtub that day. That was fun.
You're always living a very swank lifestyle when we talk.
Oh, well, I'm glad it comes off that way. Wearing the same pair of underwear for 4 days after I started. It's fiscal responsibility, Andy. So I think I went to church once as a child. I mean, I went to chapel in preschool, right?
Right.
And one Easter, my parents decided to get like real. We'd moved to like the real nice side of town, and Dad's killing it, like Tom Cruise in The Firm.
Right.
And my mom thinks she's Carmela Soprano, and so we're going to Easter church service, right? And it's just, I mean, this is Mars to me and my two little brothers. Like we don't know what the fuck to expect or what we're doing, and
you're really going into the deep end of the pool.
Yeah, to start on Easter, right?
Yeah.
That's like, saying, I want my first gay experience to be at the Vatican. You're swinging for the fences.
Right.
That was just for you. I've been working on that for weeks, Andy.
That's good. It is I do appreciate that. And I can feel the love. I can feel the love coming here.
But it's that, oh man, I can't even remember the guy's name. What was the Nazi Pope's name?
I'm sorry. Nazi Pope. Fratzinger? Benedict, yes.
Who would have thought that guy was a bad guy? Pope Benedict.
Yeah, who would have thought?
It was between Benedict and Pope Hitler, and he played
and he just he just got to the front of the line.
Anyways, we go to church, right? And they make me go to Sunday school. Like, hey, come on in. You're of age.
Sure.
We'll take you to, the 9, 10, 11-year-olds.
Sure. What's the worst that could happen?
Well, I'll tell you. I'm so glad he asked. Oh, that was rhetorical.
That was a setup. I'm like, I'm setting the ball up for you.
Okay. I thought about putting on the entire caution for this one. I was not aware. So that the assignment at Sunday school was, it's Easter, so we're going to stick with topical, and it's draw Jesus on the cross.
That's tough.
Okay, no pressure, right? First day ever at church.
Sure.
And at the time, I didn't want to be a comedian when I grew up because I realized Fozzie Bear was not a real working comic. I know, that's a heartbreaker. But I wanted to be a cartoonist. I was obsessed with Hanna-Barbera, and I drew I did no schoolwork and just drew pictures of people in my class. You know how it goes.
Yeah.
So I drew Jesus on the cross, and you go around the room and share, right? And I get up and change seats to make sure that I got like a nice spot in the lineup. Like I don't want to go too early. Like I've got a whole bit. Like I got good stuff. I don't want to lead off, but I also don't want to have to close when
Well,
nobody's
the thing is, right? You never want to take the bullet, right? Because when you're doing comedy, the first person up is quote unquote taking the bullet.
Right.
And typically, it's a not enviable position to be in.
Yeah, you don't want to be Arsenio at Sunday school, right?
No.
So they go all the way around the circle, and I'm watching the other kids share theirs, and we're getting close. Just wait. And then they get around to me. Yeah. Guys, we have a new kid at Sunday school to guest. His name is Sam. Sam can tell where you go to school. And I said, school of hard knocks, motherfucker. I didn't say that. I wish I had.
Right.
Then I shared mine. And it was Jesus on the cross. And a very Hanna-Barbera kind of look to him.
Sure.
And just one thought bubble that says, man, this really sucks. Now the kids go nuts.
Sure.
Because I make a point to explain it.
Right.
And you and anyone I know knows I really enjoy explaining my jokes.
I'm sure. I'm surprised they didn't shut your mic off at that point.
Just the cane.
The cane, exactly. They're just gonna pull you down.
Growing up, I thought that was actually a thing. Like when I started thinking about doing comedy, I was like, I don't want to get the cane, man.
No.
So anyways, they yanked me up out of that Sunday school class and marched my little ass back into the main service. And I think to some extent, my parents were told, we're not interested.
Right.
But I thought it killed.
Well, when you really think about the theological implications of what you wrote, I think there have been holy wars that have been fought between people. Holy wars fought between groups of Christians who thought that Jesus really did think it sucked while being on the cross, and another group of Christians who thought this is the best way I could spend a good Friday.
And how relevant is that to where we are now? Right?
Well, it just shows you that people will just kill each other over anything. They'll just fight over anything.
Well, we've noticed something. And I don't know if you've noticed this up in your part of the world, but we've noticed something down here that if you're out going to run the grocery store, like the Walgreens, pharmacy, whatever, there seems to be some faction of folks over 70 who do not give a fuck.
Yeah.
No mask. Like it seems to be under 25, over 70. Fucking bring it.
Right. Yes, there definitely does seem to be a certain series of demographics that people are just going, I'm ready to let this roll. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't.
It's so scary to me. I mean, I'm a hypochondriac to begin with.
Oh yeah.
And we've had conversations about that, but my mom's a nurse. So from the get-go of this thing, she's been hyper sensitive about this.
Yeah.
And she has been every time I don't know the last time I saw my mom where she didn't have a pink shredder mask on.
Right.
Not that it doesn't look good. It brings out her eyes, but I'm just saying it's hard after a while to, hey,
I have a friend who has a master's in nursing, and he does great work. He actually goes around to people who have disabilities who live in residences. They can't live on their own because they have a variety of different disabilities. And I was talking to him the other day, and we were talking about panic attacks. I didn't get a full-blown panic attack after talking to him, while talking to him, but it was definitely so that's how bad it is. Interesting.
Well, enlighten me, sir.
Well, for people who have disabilities, they will at times, some will live in residences, right?
No, Andy, don't Dangerfield. I mean, what did he say about COVID? I know how.
Oh, okay. Don't Dangerfield me. Yeah, Andy Hall. It is something that you should be really taking seriously. Basically, that's the high and low of it. I wasn't, and the thing is, I was taking it seriously, but it was like being put on blast
to hear an expert.
an expert. It's like, how are you doing, Andy? Are you doing? I felt like he was doing a wellness check on me, Sam. He was doing a wellness check on me. He asked me how long I wash my hands,
Oh
at
man.
any one time, whether or not I'm touching my face.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, exactly. And I touch my face all the time. I never realized how much I touch my face
Oh, you
until
took the words
now.
out of my mouth. I didn't realize till all this is going on. I mean, I don't do anything. I mean, I do cars. I do, always.
Yep. Well, yeah. So I am, besides, trying to sit on my hands, it is difficult to keep hands off face.
Right. What I like to do is let strangers touch my face.
That's hot, right?
Yeah, it's not a sexual thing. It's just I'm just trying to be nice.
Right. Just trying to be nice. Just trying to be generous. It is one of those things that I never liked to give hugs. In fact, when I'm out with my friends, with my female friends, and my girlfriend is with me, they will hug her goodbye, and I feel like she's like my surrogate hugger. And I just do the wave. That's kind of like,
never been a hugger, or was there a bad experience with a hug?
I was brought up a good Baptist boy, Sam, and up here.
Okay, I'll buy it.
And so yeah, I've always been in the good fences make good neighbors kind of crowd.
Yeah.
And so if I'm not, if you're not my sex partner, why would I be touching you? Except, I mean, there are certain rules and conditions. There are certain terms and conditions that apply, but typically I'm not a big hugger. And so whoever I'm dating is typically foisted. They have that job foisted upon them.
It's the pinch hugger, I think is what they call it in the major leagues.
That's exactly it. I have a pinch hugger, and people don't realize that until the first time it occurs. It's like, I don't really do that.
There you go. It's one of these moves.
Actually, it's usually a step back. What my play is that I wave and take a little half step back, and that just leaves her right there.
It sets her up, step up, hug.
Yep.
We're out there. Sure. We're on our way home.
And that's it. Done and done.
Now, the flip side of that, and this may be hard to believe, I have moments where I may be a little too touchy.
I can see that. And I don't judge you. I understand that this is an idiosyncrasy on my part, that I am abnormal in that way.
No, I put you up there with like Seinfeld and all those hilarious dudes who have a little germaphobe thing going on, but just not touchy-feely. I remember, what was it? Seinfeld was at like the Grammys 5 years ago, and who was the pop star that was like, "Oh my God, Jerry Seinfeld, can I give you a hug?" And he was like, "No, you may not.
No.
I'm not hugging anyone."
No, there's no reason for that. There's no reason for unnecessary hugs.
Whereas I'm big on, "Oh, hey, good to meet you. Get on."
I like the fist bump.
Here you go. Look, we still do it.
Right, we could do fist. Well, wait, camera's right there. All right, let's see.
Okay.
I do that. Sure, I'm all set for the fist bump. I've done the elbow.
I like it. That's current. That's what I've been doing.
That's current. So I can do that. And of course, old school, live long and prosper.
I'm more than
okay with that. Not the Mork and Mindy nanu because there's skin on skin contact there, and kind of hacky when you think about it. They just ripped that off of Star Trek.
What I like to do is when I say goodbye to somebody, have them just baby bird whatever they're eating into my mouth.
Oh, well, that's creative. That's what that is. And it might be a valuable source of nutrients and calories for you.
I just hoping I get the antibodies that way, and just hoping I build up my immunity. Serious question for you. That was a shitty joke. I apologize, but serious question.
Sure.
What the fuck are anti-vaxxer folks doing right now? What's their take? I can't get a read because I don't think they know what to think.
I would imagine, just from my knowledge of cults, and I definitely believe that anti-vaxxers are in a group that have many. If they're not in a full-blown cult, then the movement has a lot of characteristics of a cult.
Some mentality.
So, yeah, some mentality. So what happens when, let's say, a cult prophesizes the end of the world and it doesn't happen? What occurs?
Has that ever happened?
No, not at all.
I just make sure.
What happens is that people double down. It's like Donald Trump telling a lie, and what he says is that doubles down on the lie and just switches.
down and down and down and down.
Exactly. So I would imagine that most anti-vaxxers right now are doubling down on essential oils, maybe.
Oh, God damn it, Andy.
Maybe geodes. Geodes, am I pronouncing that right?
Fuck. My best friend, who's a microbiology major, should have gone to med school, would probably be high up at like the Mayo Clinic right now if he had followed that. I guess see him for like the first time. He was, I think you're familiar, he was the best man in that time I got married that time. And we all remember that episode.
Oh, yeah.
Hell of a season.
Hilarious.
Hell of a season. How did we ever top that season?
You know, I didn't see the twist. I didn't see the twist coming.
No one did.
Twist. And the writers for your show, the showrunner, have to be complimented. I mean, you know, and then they rebranded the show. You know, at first it started off as Sam gets married happily ever after to I married a prostitute.
You know, we just like to keep them guessing.
Right.
I got to say, the silver lining, I have thought about the silver lining about the COVID-19 pandemic crisis is that most likely all of the old men who fucked my ex-wife behind my back are probably going to die in the next few months. So
I like your bright-eyed optimism, sir. That's what I like about you.
You know, there's a couple things about Reagan I still respect. Jelly beans and optimism.
Jelly beans and optimism. Yeah. Hallelujah.
We were having a serious conversation about anti-vaxxers. So hang on.
We were. So anti-vaxxers. So what was your microbiologist friend you said?
Yeah. And a guy who's so science-minded, a guy who is on the front line of all of this news, a guy who has not left his home from the time this started brewing, started calling me and like stressing me the fuck out about it before we got anywhere near where we are now.
Yeah.
Here in the Blade Runner times. And but then at the same time, it's essential oils and crystals, and I can't work with that. And the thing is, I know he knows better.
Right. You know, the funny thing, so not a working comedian, zing, Chris Strike First. That's from our friend from the Daily Atheist. You know, the thing is, and this is
God
the weird
bless
thing.
You, Chris.
The funny thing is about how crazy people are, like in the entire species. You can have someone who is like really smart, really on their game, but they have like this little, the special place of craziness somewhere in their brain, right? Like maybe they believe in the Loch Ness Monster. I don't know. Or Bigfoot. I don't know.
Okay. Put a pin in that, please. Do not.
Bigfoot. But there are, and someone far smarter than I am, Sam Harris, said that it's as if people's brains are full of these drawers, and you could put stuff in one drawer, right, that is just batshit crazy, but it stays in that little spot.
Back of the head.
Somewhere. I think it's somewhere in the midbrain, to tell you the truth. Somewhere, you know, in the reptilian section of our brain. But they are otherwise functional people. They are otherwise functional.
High functioning. Extremely
high functioning up until the time essential oils come up.
Well, and the thing is, you know, I think my buddy Ray, who's one of my two best friends in the world, you know, as close to me these days, closer than my own siblings are to me these days.
Yep.
And been there through me through everything, but I know he's fucking trolling me. I'm like, sure. I know you're not really trying to get me to order all these crystals.
Right. You feel like he's trying to get you into some kind of pyramid scheme?
Always. No, but Bigfoot, right? We were making a point the other day around here that, you know, I was extremely terrified of UFOs as a child, and I think I've told you my yellow underwear story. We've done that. I
was fixated on UFOs for a portion of my youth, yes.
I mean, if I told you the thing about where I was so terrified, I read in World Weekly News that yellow underwear would predict abductions, and I mean, for like 5 years, I couldn't go anywhere without my yellow underwear.
Right.
It's like the first day of middle school football practice, and they're like, "Why are you wearing yellow underwear every day?" And I had to just take it into faith. I'll trade my safety with the extraterrestrials for a blossoming pro football career.
Right.
But we were laughing about how messed up and scary shit is right now that, to go to bed at night now, it's not like funny old comedies or rom-coms. It's UFO, Bigfoot, Loch Ness, Illuminati, stuff in the past. You'd be like, I don't want to watch that going to sleep. And now please come get us.
I am hoping what I do before I go to bed every night is that I unplug. I try to stay away from any news source whatsoever, or Facebook or Twitter or anything online where I might know.
Excuse me. No, Chris, not so they couldn't see the urine stains because the publisher at World Weekly News, Andy, there's no point in having the chat if we don't respond.
Oh, no. I'm with you on that. And the thing is, Chris is implying the fact that not only will it keep you safe from the aliens, but your urine stains will not be seen either.
I'll tell you something. Peeing my pants was not a problem until my mid-20s.
Well, that's because of the drinking, right?
What? I've never heard of that.
What?
If you say so, Andy.
And that's when you have to double up on the pants, I imagine, because you get the double protection that way.
Or you just sleep naked and you quit buying expensive sheets. Right. The red count goes out the window. No, but I got to ask you were one of the first people I thought about the other day. The federal government in the United States all but just acknowledged that, yes, the UFOs are here.
It is an interesting idea that I ran a poll on my Twitter handle at Laugh Purgatory about aliens, about whether or not people think aliens are real, and because most of people who follow me are science oriented and skeptics, most of them said no, but a very high percentage of them said yes too. So are the UFOs actually aliens? I don't know. It makes, one of the strange things that actually keeps me up at night, and this is just another way how my, anxiety manifests itself.
Well, hey, you don't have to stay up anymore. I am thinking about you at night.
Okay.
You can rest easy.
Excellent. That being said, maybe it's good that we're 2,000 miles apart.
You're like, now I'm never going to sleep again.
Never, ever.
No, what keeps you up? I'm sorry.
So the idea of if life is somewhat, common, right? Or at least the building blocks of life are common. There's water throughout the universe from what we've seen. There's water on the moon, for Christ's sakes. There's carbon all over the place. So you would think that life is not uncommon. There's a ton of planets. There's a ton of stars just within our galaxy. Where is everybody, right? Wouldn't you think that the only thing you need to do if you're a civilization is to be able to get off your planet, and that should increase your chances of long-term survival, right? You get off the planet, you go colonize another planet, whatever. There's a far smaller chance of you dying out within a period of time.
That's the end game, right? Like, right. That's the whole.
So where is everybody? Where is everybody, Sam?
Well, I'm gonna put it like this to you, Andy. I've thought about this a lot. Now I know you haven't spent a lot of time in Texas, but I know you were in Houston not long ago.
I was in Houston. Yeah. Houston's a lovely town.
No, it's all right. Their baseball team's a bunch of fucking cheaters, but yeah, it's okay. Sure. As far as I'm going to go for, I hurt other people's feelings. How many gas stations drive by with your lady in Houston go, I don't think so. We're never pulling in that place.
Well, yes. The good thing is that she grew up in Houston, so she knows the right gas stations.
Okay. Well, just give me a second. I'm saying I feel like that's the vibe Earth is putting out there.
Oh, yeah.
That's the vibe we're putting out there to some highly intelligent, race of whatever. They're going, not in a bit. Look at those fucking morons. You know what I always say? The joke we make around here is Clark Griswold and East St. Louis. Roll them up.
So you think that the aliens, they are aware of, one, aliens do exist. Aliens are aware of us and they're just hands off?
I can't say hands off, but I mean, like, what the hell do they want to do with us if they're not just waiting for us to die off? I'll tell you what's been one of the most fascinating things about this COVID thing, and I haven't had a chance to talk to you about this.
Yeah.
Mother Nature is back in a big, bad way, brother.
This is true. This is true.
I mean, like, and like running the fast break, not waiting.
I think I don't want to get her hopes up. I don't want to get Mother Nature's hopes up, but more than likely there will be a vaccine.
And we're coming back.
18 months. And we'll be back.
We're not
it hasn't gotten rid of us this easily,
We'll be shitting plastic back in the oceans before you know. You just watch.
Chris, at the Daily Atheist, is saying they lock their doors as they fly by our planet. As well they should. I would hope so. I mean, I don't know that we have much to offer. Probably not really. Little rock in the middle of nowhere around not so important sun.
You look at what we got going on. We can't even get this. I mean, this is a great example of how we can't get shit together.
Yep, definitely. It is. Maybe they come down just as a tutorial on how not to do your stuff, how not to do things, how to what to do when you really want to screw up your society. Yes, exactly.
Guys, we're not taking any of you to any other new planet. No one's going on some interstellar ride. We're just here to say you're really fucking it up, okay?
Yeah, right. And maybe there's like guided tours of the Trump administration. It's like you cannot believe this level of stupidity.
A whole new attraction on Earth. You got to come see it.
Whole new attraction. Trump's a showman. We can say that, and he puts on a great show. And maybe that's why the aliens are here. They're just doing like a bus tour.
I think it was probably like a pretty legit, interesting tour for them. Like a real boring zoo that didn't have a lot of sexy animals. It was very more like those nature grounded zoos where like they didn't have any no bears or tigers. Like they had like a fair to like a whatever.
I went to an aquarium about 6 months ago, before the whole disaster started. And you know what? They had no otters at the aquarium. And I felt like, what the hell? I'm here to see otters.
Get your money back.
Yeah, it was billed as this great aquarium down in Connecticut too. Mystic. It was in Mystic, Connecticut. It was supposed to be like balls, great aquarium, no otters. They had a dinosaur exhibit, and they were all terrestrial dinosaurs too. I had no idea, like, why, who planned this? No otters, but they have a really nice model of a Tyrannosaurus Rex. It just confused me.
Well, I'll tell you this: if we all make it out of this thing, and we don't end up in camps or some weird Mad Max future,
right?
It's not looking good. But you get down to Texas again, I'm going to take you to the Texas State Aquarium in Corpus Christi.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Fantastic aquarium.
Do they have otters there?
Dude, come on.
Of course, that just goes on set. They have the otters, they have the dolphin show.
Yeah, I think so. An otter, it's hard to say. It's been a long time, but it's just a great trip. And I think another thing that's bummed me out about this whole deal is nobody knows what to do with themselves anymore.
Yeah. It's even though I'm working, and even though I am actively I'm a dad. So, there's like daddying stuff for me to do.
And I can't tell you how nice it is to hear this thing I've never heard of, an active father, but
right. And my kids are teenagers at this point. So a lot of this whole active fathering. Yeah. They're halfway out.
You know what I'm.
But I'm just amazed at how much time I have. Like the incredible, it appears, Sam, that I spent a lot of time at pubs and at bars.
Well, you live in like one of the greatest pub regions of the world.
This is fantastic. You ever come up here, man? There's a whole tour.
I was just telling the girlfriend the other night, I'll give you some backstory on how we got to this, but I was telling her about one time I've been to a game at Fenway Park.
Oh, yeah.
I was about 13 years old, and Cal Ripken and the Orioles beat the crap out of the Red Sox. And on the way out, the Sox fans were having so much fun that they're still chanting, "Let's go, Red Sox." Yeah. I was like, these guys are fucking fun.
Yeah, it's a fun group, and it isn't like going back to going to Fenway back in the day where you'd be up in the bleachers and some guy from Southie would be pouring or spilling his warm beer on you, and things would happen.
Spitting on each other and fighting, and
much more civilized crowd.
Yeah,
and people are there for a good time. And Fenway Park is beautiful. I mean,
it's amazing. Fenway, I gotta say, this is so unrelated, but I miss sports so much. I consider myself so lucky and grateful that I got to see original Yankee Stadium, original Fenway, and original Wrigley before they all got gentrified and turned into, fucking shopping centers, whatever they are.
Yeah. Well, the good thing about Fenway is that it has because there was a conversation about whether or not to tear it all down. What they did was that they have, added seats and everything. But it does keep a lot of its original character. I mean, that's a good thing.
They did a great job. And I think Wrigley did too, but they blew it with the new Yankee Stadium. This is all moot. We don't need to talk baseball. We're just going to bum people out.
Yeah. Well, it's a business, right? It's a business, and they're looking to make money.
Did you notice that Trump puts together this council to reopen America, and the only fucking people on it are the commissioners of every sports league?
Well, dude, we all know that the commission is there just to rubber stamp whatever Trump wants and to rationalize whatever Trump needs to get reelected. Hey, at Laughing and Disbelief, does Sam have a YouTube channel or an FP? Do you have a channel? Chris is asking if you got a YouTube channel.
I don't have an active YouTube channel. Most of my stuff is on Instagram. It's not like a private account. It's at the Sam Slade. We Instagram back and forth a little bit. And my Twitter's at the Sam Slade, and my Facebook is either facebook.com/the Sam Slade or Sam Slade Comedy. But you can find me. Look at this stupid face. You can't miss it. Very good. Chris, you're going to get more of me on the internet than you ever wanted to see. I promise.
So, dude, I want to switch gears for a minute. So what do you think about Trump? 6 months ago, I thought Trump was going to win the election. Now I'm not sure. Well,
can you give me 1 second so I grab a water?
Yeah, Go ahead.
I'm a little parched looking at those beautiful blue eyes.
Oh, well, they are stunning.
Oh.
So, Chris, you just followed on Twitter and do the thing on Instagram? Yeah. Sam's a really good guy, and he is not enough on social media. Because a lot of comedians, though, are discovering social media now that they just can't perform. You see Leanne Lord, who's been on your show a number of times.
Andy, I am so sorry. I'm back.
You're back? You all right. I see you. Oh, wow. Hey, there you go.
Hey, there's that fat head.
So Trump in the election 6 months ago.
Okay.
I thought, in fact, I have money. I
think last time we talked was Christmas, at least on this format.
Yep. And at that time, I thought he was a shoo-in. I have a unpredicted.com. I have some money riding on Trump getting elected, and I think I'm going to lose that money, Sam. I think I'm going to lose that money.
I'm just glad you're still a degenerate gambler, Andy, to be honest.
Well, Sam, the thing is, I only want to I go to casinos. I've been to Vegas twice. I only gambled
I've been to Vegas twice.
Each time it was a miserable experience for me. The girl that I was with at the time, I'm not going to say ruined the experience because I wasn't it was just, I don't even want to get into it.
We'll save it for off.
We'll save it for off. But I only gambled once, and that was with her money for like $5. She's like, well, I just can't gamble with you just sitting there. So here's $5 and do some video poker. It's like, I did that,
quit being such a nun, Andrew.
It's like, I can drink
for free.
But for gambling, I'm not a huge gambler.
I'm never been a gambler.
Yeah. If I was better at it, maybe I would.
Well, other than never wearing a condom, I've never been a gambler.
Excellent. I'm glad you feel comfortable enough to share that with the group. But with this Trump thing, getting reelected, and even though obviously everyone knows I dislike Trump, I spend like a lot of time riffing on Trump.
Me and you are like, we're Jordan and Pippen level when it comes
definitely
shitting on Trump every day,
slamming, just like dunking nonstop. But the thing is, I really thought he was going to win 6 months ago, so that's why I put a couple $100 on predicted.com. And no, they aren't supporting the show, but I thought I'd be honest about telling about where I put my money.
Yeah.
And now with COVID-19, I am happy I'm going to be losing my money, but I don't like losing money either. Because I thought it was a sure thing, Sam. I thought it was a sure thing.
Well, when a guy beats impeachment the way he beat impeachment, and it seems like there's no stopping the guy.
Yeah.
It seems like Republicans follow the line to do anything. And, I don't know much about campaigns and politics. But what I do know, I've worked on a few campaigns, but what I do know is, Andy, it's hilarious to me that 6 months ago I would reach out to you stressed out about the fact that Julian Castro was talking about transgender abortion and that Chasten Buttigieg was out there looking like an idiot.
Yep.
The shit we were worried about in the primary, it was unreal. And then here we are, Biden, and he's not playing his best game. We all know that. He's target. Hang on 1 second. He's target demographic to die of COVID. Bernie is too. But I think the point is that I was trying to make is I'm not worried about people changing their minds against Trump by the time we get to November or October early voting, and we've had 200,000 plus people dead by then, if not 500,000. I'm worried about them fucking with our voting process. Well, I'm worried about them disenfranchising shit left and right.
That's what Chris was actually saying in the chat, was that the election system is so corrupt that Trump could very well still win.
That's his only strategy.
Yeah, well, cheat to win, sure. That is a strategy to win. They don't want. First of all, we need to make this clear. The biggest demographic dying right now are old people in red states. Yeah.
And there are many times in my day, Andy, where I go, is this just like the perfect George Costanza, Larry David crime for a guy who doesn't want to be president? He's like, I'm too prideful to quit.
Yeah.
But is there any way, hear me out, we can just kill off all the people that want to vote for me? And I don't have to do this anymore. It honestly feels like that when you read the news.
Yeah. Once again, it's the level of incompetency in the way that, and this is how he thinks, though, regardless of whatever poor policy decisions he makes, like killing off or creating policies that kill off a fair amount of his core supporters.
Like telling people to drink bleach or the other thing.
He's just thinking, I'm going to be able to lie my way out of it. That's what he's thinking. He's just going to say, well, I've been able to lie my way through this. I was able to lie myself through the primaries. I was able to lie myself through the general election. I've been able to lie myself through impeachment. And you know what? I'm just going to keep lying. And I'm going to get, and that's his playbook. And that's how he plans it. So yeah, sure, his policies are killing his own voters, but he's just planning. I'm just going to keep lying. And it's going to keep me going.
Well, it's only going to get worse for him if he does not, in fact, get it. I will say this: when they asked him early on, did you have a fever when you did your thing, like when you got the test from Dr. Ronnie Jackson? Don't forget that guy. That's the guy who hands out pills everywhere he goes. Like
right.
76. Elvis died. I don't want tweets. Do not tweet me about misreferencing the year Elvis died. But he said, if I had a fever, I definitely wouldn't tell you people.
Well, you're right. He wouldn't. He would not tell anybody.
But it's going to be the best fever. You've never seen a fever like this. I had people call me all the time. Oh, it's a bit.
Hey, Brainbug, how you doing? Hello, humans. Brainbug, you're heading towards I don't know. What is this, a show that we're doing? I think we figured out that the name of the show might be Essentiable.
Essentiables. Right. It's the next big Marvel franchise.
Right. Sylvester Stallone could be heard of the what is it? The Disposables? What's a series that's
Expendables?
Expendables? This is the Essentiables.
You know what the original title for the Expendables was?
What?
The Retirees.
The retirees.
Everyone in that movie is like over 70.
Oh yeah, right.
Okay, I'm not going to make any more movie jokes like it came out last week when it's 8 years old.
It's 8 years old, right? And they're on what Expendables number 5 or 6 at this point. So
God, I hope they keep going. Hey, when we were talking about the UFO thing, did you see what
UFOs.
Trump said about it?
What did he say about it?
Well, you think most presidents, we've all seen the clips of ex-presidents on late night shows, and can you say anything about UFO? Well, look, I cannot talk about UFOs and what I saw. Right. I wish I could get into it, but it's classified, Jimmy. Trump goes, boy, did you see that thing? How does that thing fly? I mean, that was impressive. What age? And you're like, okay. I quit.
All right, dude. We've been doing this for an hour. I think this is a great place to end. You have anything else you want to say? You have anything you want to plug, Sam?
Stay home, guys. Wash your hands.
Be smart. See, I just touched my face, man.
I know. I'm doing
just touch my face.
I'm doing the same thing. And I gotta say, and I meant to open with this, and I want to make the point and say this. I know a lot of folks who work in the medical profession, nurses or first responders, doctors, or just people volunteering right now, who don't have to be out there. My mom's a nurse. I've got relatives that are nurses. I'm sorry, we're not Jewish. We don't have any doctors, Andy. Drop it. But I'm trying to be pointed here.
I understand. You're making the grand statement, Sam.
Look, these people are the real heroes right now. And I don't know what we do without them, because of folks my age and all the way up to, my age, in between your age, everything in between, who are going to work every day in hospitals, wearing that same damn mask every day. Like, the fact that I am so spoiled fucking rotten that I am upset that I look like I'm doing a Newton Brothers reboot with my bandana every time I go to the store. Right. That's nothing compared to what these folks are dealing with every day, day in, day out.
True enough.
And they deserve all the credit in the world. And I hope it does not deter young people in the future from going into that line of work. Yeah. And I hope some of these younger folks who are in these jobs now, after all this or whatever happens take leadership positions or decide to pursue leadership positions. Yeah. Because we need them. This country needs them bad. Those are the last thing I'm going to say about that. And I want to hear what you have to say. But if you thought firefighters and cops got pussy after 9/11, Andy, you haven't seen shit.
So you're saying, Sam, you're just going to be walking around with a stethoscope around your neck?
No.
After this gets over? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
No, it's in the other room. I'm sorry, I don't have it. I was going to pull it up. No, I'm serious, though. I mean, these guys are not getting enough credit.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. If I had a magic wand, I think I would definitely forgive all of their debts if they have any debt, school debt, right?
Anything. I mean,
that should be a no-brainer. I mean, if you could bail out large corporations, then you should be able to forgive medical school debt.
Yeah, I mean, and you're talking to a guy who spent his relief check on a PlayStation and a shit ton of bad games.
It's better than marijuana, my friend. Kudos to you.
Is it though? I'll say this. This is how weird times are, Andy. I know you got to run. I know you have real stuff to do, and I don't today. Haven't done mushrooms in like a decade. I've done them twice in a month out of boredom. That's where we're at.
I think that's a great place to end. Sam Slade, this has been a great hour.
Andy, it's so good to see you, my man. Thank you for having me on. I can't wait to do this again.
Are we going to be doing this next Friday? I think we're going to be doing this again next Friday.
We're going to make this a Friday thing, my man.
All right, swell. I'm going to use that word, swell.
Yeah. That when you say stuff like swell, as bad as I want to follow it nifty, I just don't have the heart, brother.
That's good. That's good. We want to tap that down. We don't need to do. All right. So hey, everyone who's been watching, everyone who's been in the chat, thank you very much for watching. Check us out next week for
another home.
crazy hour of us just talking.
Andy, it's good to see you, brother. I'll see you next Friday.
Okay, take care. All right.